it up for Ohio State.
You've waited all day for this.
He's going to take it to the house. 85 yards. Down the right side going Devin Smith. Got it at the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown.
The one show that's nothing but the Buckeyes.
Oh, Graham Rucker for the touchdown. Graham shoots it high on the right for 3.
This is the Buckeye Show.
Here we go on a nice little DeVere Day Wednesday edition. It has been a while. I'm Timmy Hall. We got the Boatman back there. And who else would you have on a DeVere Day Wednesday? Our guy, DeVere Posey, ladies and gentlemen. I know you're fighting it, man. You're back from the national championship.
Yeah.
Oh, playing hurt, but it's good to see you, man.
Listen, man, you talking about an electric ride of a season. I mean, you go back, Tim, we're in here, not too far removed from where we'll be, probably about 8 weeks last year from where we are today. And we're hearing of these signings. Will Howard, Jeremiah Smith gets locked in late in signing day. We get Caleb Downs, and we're like, man, we're putting together an impressive offseason.
That's a good point. This was like a year long. We think about just this month and how exhausting this month was for players, coaches, friends, family, fans, broadcasters, right? It's been exhausting,
man.
but this was a 365-day thing, to your point. This went back to January, right when the Missouri game was done.
So, man, think about that, Tim. I think we talked, not too far into the Missouri game and where we are now sitting as national championship. And you talk about what has gone on from then in that process, and you say, hey, did we pay for a roster? I don't know. But what I do know is that the return on investment, it hit, baby.
Little ROI.
Listen, it hit on Monday night, and it felt good.
You talk about ROI, it's great, right?
Absolutely.
And the story's done. The stories can get written now. Head coach Ryan Day redeems himself, and, it's cool. It's really cool for him. It's cool for the players. It's cool for Coach Day, the rest of the staff, whether the heat he was taking and then to follow through like that.
And nothing great was ever achieved without going through adversity along the way, and that's what makes this team special. Not only that, I think it's easy to say, or not easy to say, I guess, but it can be argued that this was the best run in the history of college football.
Yeah, it's, I know there's going to be certain fan bases that hear that clip and hear that quote and challenge him on that, as you do when anytime you start to talk, is this team better than that team? Is the 24 team better than the 14 team? 14 team better than the 02 team? I think a lot of people's favorite team, no offense to Tyvus and our guys there in Cardale, a lot of people just gravitate towards that 02 team because
the gap in championship time.
The gap in championship time, it was like 68, or if you want to give him 1970, I give him 70. I just go with the nice number of 9. Whatever the program's saying as titles they claim, I'll go with that. 9-time champs. That's what Ohio State football has. But the 02 team wasn't expected to do it. Yeah. But it's, to each their own, right? I can totally understand how you say that about this team.
That of 2002 is improbable.
No doubt. And even the way they were winning close games all along the way, they didn't feel like a juggernaut at any point in time, but they won all their games, and that's crazy to do. But this team had to win the first 12-team format, and they had to beat 4 really big-name programs.
Yeah, and so we covered every game, Tim. We were doing stage announcements. We were hanging out pregame and having a good time, doing the pregame show.
Right.
And
it was a fun ride,
It was a fun ride. So when you think about it, though, Tim, in that season, and all that the problems that it proposed, Oregon, a mid-season test, it's our first one. It's kind of late, right? Like we kind of got going a little bit later in the season, and then just the Big Ten time, how big the Indiana game was. It was the first time in you almost felt like in Ohio State history that the game before Michigan meant more than the Michigan game this year. It was a unique year because you're right.
You're right. You're talking about that trip to Oregon. I mean, that was that's
the Indiana
highlighted. The Indiana game was a found game. No one was expecting that game, but that Oregon game was as highlighted on the schedule
it was
as any regular season game that I can remember going into the year.
It was a game in the regular season until our last 5 games that I think were better than all those. But I think the Indiana game, when we talk about before Michigan, I don't know if I've ever had the feeling saying to myself, I care more about seeing Ohio State versus Indiana than the next week of Michigan. And then you just wonder, was there a little – because the whole thing about Michigan, I don't understand how we lost that game after watching these last 5 games.
No one can explain it.
It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I get it. It's just you don't understand it. But the best part about it is that it served us well.
It was, you know what? It doesn't matter now. I'm not going to, you know what I mean?
No,
I'm not going to say it doesn't matter. And I'm never going to be one of these guys that tries to brush away the Michigan game. But at the very same time, and I would hope, like Jeff Thidoff, I know you do a lot of shows with him. Mm-hmm. He still has buddies. And Tito would always be one of these guys that wants Michigan to win. I've never understood that.
Yeah.
I care a little bit about conference stature, but I think you can cut that off when you're talking about your arch rival. There's something fun in never wanting to see your arch rival do well in anything.
Yeah.
But there's a thing there, like you've got to be able to beat them. And I don't care how deep we get into this 12-team playoff. I'm never going to be I would rather lose every game of the season if I can beat Michigan. That's absurd. So, you're just an idiot if you want to go 1-11 and beat Michigan versus win a national championship and rebound in a year that you maybe fall flat against them. I'd take a national championship every single time over beating Michigan. Every time, twice on Sunday.
I'm with you on that, Tim, and I just truly believe that's where we are. And I was saying all that about the season to say all of that led up to me, the most impressive, fun, like 5 games I've ever watched Ohio State football. And I'm sitting back, I'm on the plane, and I'm like, wow, what was my favorite game? Mm-hmm. What was my most impressive? What was the most impressive win? And also,
Oregon, right? Was it for you?
No, to me, I believe my favorite game to watch was the Oregon game. It was beautiful,
but not the most impressive.
The Texas win was a gritty, I'm getting to the national championship.
Okay.
I don't like the Jack Sawyer play for me is in Buckeye lore. I don't know a play greater than that.
I agree with that.
Maybe the interception in the national championship.
You were looking for the team to actually have some adversity and get hit.
The Texas game.
Yeah.
And then you think about the Notre Dame game. It was beautiful. And then even the Tennessee game was a great game, but these were the most impressive, most fun 5 Ohio State games I've ever got to watch in my life.
I was driving around this morning, DeVere, and I was listening to Bishop and Friends. I was listening to Bo, Baker, and Reese, and I love those guys. And they were asking each other, like, when did you know? Maybe he was talking with Jake Trotter this morning, who's ESPN's college football reporter who does a good job. And they were talking about when did you know?
Oh, I know a while ago.
Bo said after the Tennessee game. Yeah. And I understood that, and I liked that. And as I was sitting there, like, listening to that, I'm saying, like, I needed one more. I knew after the Oregon game because it was, I think when they did that against Tennessee, I think all of us knew, right? You go back to how we started the show. This process started in January. And then little by little, when we heard of everybody that was coming back, you're saying, okay, you're hearing about Caleb Downs is coming here? What? Like after he did what at Alabama? Seth McLaughlin couldn't snap the football, right? We were a little concerned with that.
If we could all go back in time,
guy, we knew.
We all would have fake fainted with Ryan, too, if we would have knew about how good Jeremiah was. We would all fake fainted, too, Ryan.
Ryan Day fainting at the press conference. He took a lot of heat for that, which I don't know why. I thought that was a playful little moment. That was a funny thing, but this team was built to be powerful. So having the Tennessee game,
absolutely,
I almost said, okay, that's what we know you can do.
Yeah.
But can you go out to the Rose Bowl and now you're playing the number 1 team in the country that beat you? They're in their neck of the woods. Can you do it again? I needed to see it. It's like we talk about this with NFL quarterbacks, right, DeVere? We talk about this with NFL teams. It's one thing to have a good season, but can you put together a 10-year period? It's one thing to be a good NFL quarterback for 1 year, to have a 5 or 6 game stretch, but can you do it consistently and be a 10-year franchise guy? Everybody's good when they get there.
Did you get into Showtime, the Lakers series, the Showtime, the made-for-TV?
I've watched a season.
Well, Red Auerbach.
Don't catch me up because I liked it. I put it down, but I think I'm going to come back to it.
Well, Red Auerbach went up to the Lakers owner at the time, Jerry Buss, and said, you can have this year. I'm here for decades.
Right.
He said, like, he's
I'm around.
This is my, he said, this is my decade. Like, you can have this championship. But then if you think from like an owner's perspective, Tim, that's crazy talk. Like that, like I'm planning for years. I have a 25-year business plan, and that's going to outlast you as an organization. But you're right, Tim. It was an impressive run. And when you ask, when did I know? You want to know when I knew?
When did you know, DeVere? When?
I go to church on the east side. Those guys go to church. And I don't want to go too religious, but I am a religious guy. And he who humbles himself will be exalted. Those guys were on campus baptizing guys, man, and they went through a lot. And they never verbally tweeted back. They never really attacked anybody. They just went to work. And,
I get it.
And for the group of Emeka and Trevion and those guys, Jack Sawyer, man, couldn't be more proud of them, man. I mean, those are some good dudes, man. JTT, they deserve all of this, man. So
it was a theme.
It's kind of emotional, man. I'm happy for those guys.
And a lot of these players, look, I don't know them all, but from talking to people that do know them, it sounds like it is a largely great group of guys, like great group of young men that got this moment and got to win it, and that's what you love to see. You're just so happy for everybody, really. So happy for everybody in that building because, look, I mean, we got to sit here some days and beat them up for things that they don't do well, and that's all part of it. And just you hope there's no hard feelings with all that you take that stuff in stride. Like we don't try to be lunatics. They
have a Ryan Day apology form PDF going out. They got a Ryan Day apology form PDF going around. I
understand. Look, I understand that. I get that if you're going that route. If you think it was too tough, I think it's sports, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes you can look in the mirror and wonder if it goes a little bit too far, but it worked out in the end, and he said it. Being the coach at Ohio State is not for everybody. That truer words could not be spoken. Hey, a little story I learned after the gigantic Buckeye Hoops win. We got a guy at Ohio State that had a really unique and what I think a terrifying job. I'll tell you about it next. DeVere's in. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
This promo is brought to you by Common Man and Timmy Hall's Ping Pong Game. The Fan.
Have you ever thought about having a podiatric physician examine your feet? Doctors of Podiatric Medicine set broken bones, perform wound care, and remove bunions. Common health issues that they treat include ingrown or fungal nails, corns, warts, and skin problems like athlete's foot. Foot exams are easy and can prevent many foot problems. If you can't walk, work, or enjoy sports activities without pain, what are you waiting for? To find a podiatric physician who is a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association, visit associationsadvanceohio.com.
Y'all to my canes. We got chicken fingers. They hit the spot, baby. Fries are golden crispy, Texas toast crunchy, and they cane sauce creamy rich. One love.
Ready to hit the road in a new car? With Pathways, enjoy up to 90 days with no payments and low auto loan rates. Learn more at pathwayscu.com. Pathways Financial Credit Union, your true financial partner. Federally insured by NCUA.
AgPro has been family-owned and operated for over 64 years. We take pride in developing long-lasting relationships and offering first-class customer service. Need a new tractor, parts for your used equipment, or reliable service? AgPro has you covered. AgPro is here to serve you and your operation as your hometown dealer. Visit us today at any of our AgPro locations or go online to agproco.com to get started with your AgPro experience.
Giant Eagle is teaming up with Cheez-It, Pringles, and Coca-Cola to give one lucky Buckeye fan a VIP basketball experience. Go to ohiostatebuckeyes.com/Giant Eagle to enter for a chance to win 4 tickets with parking to the March 4th home finale against Nebraska, a Buckeye prize pack, a $200 Giant Eagle gift card, and a trip to the head coach's radio show. Enter today at ohiostatebuckeyes.com/Giant Eagle for a chance to win. Brought to you by Giant Eagle, Cheez-It, Pringles, and Coca-Cola. Go Bucks!
Oh, hey, a fan show where you can be the star. Sundays at 11, it's the new Fan Call-In Show presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Your calls, your tweets, your voicemails, your opinions. You can be a homer, a hater, or whatever you want to be. Your family may not listen to you, but we will. The Fan Call-In Show presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Sundays at 11 on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint with their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind. It's a front row seat to the big game. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen, and so big you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint, and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium Tours offers a variety of options and pricing that will meet your needs. For more information, visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com and book your tour of Ohio Stadium today.
At Kroger, an annual Boost membership just got even better. Now you can choose from Disney Plus with ads, Hulu with ads, or ESPN Plus on us when you sign up. Plus, enjoy unlimited free delivery, double fuel points, exclusive offers, and free items. Sign up for a Boost membership today. It's an easier way to save, including new streaming options to relax with while we deliver your groceries. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Fan weather
from the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Mostly cloudy, breezy, and still cold on this Wednesday. Temperatures in the teens, wind chills around 0. Overnight will fall back down to around 10 degrees with partly cloudy skies by morning. Clouds increase on Thursday along with some late day and evening scattered snow showers. High temperatures in the upper 20s, wind chills still in the single digits. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
If the colors scarlet and gray made a sound, that sound would be this. This is the Buckeye Show.
Timmy Hall, DeVere Posey, all you fine Buckeye fans here on a lovely Wednesday. You guys know the ways that you can listen to us. Old-fashioned radio, the Fan app, 971thefan.com. You can also watch us and see DeVere's lovely white and red. Why'd I say red? It actually does look like red, but that's a scarlet and white Ohio State New Era cap, and he's looking very good today, fighting a little cold. I want to tell you real quick about my friends at Tri-State Men's Health, because if you're like me, maybe you're getting to a certain age and you're feeling a little bit sluggish with your energy levels, sleep patterns might be a little bit off. I was blown away when I found out about the whole low testosterone thing and that it was a thing, but it is. And you start losing 2 to 3% of your testosterone production every year. It's something that happens gradually, and then boom, you get to upper 30s or the big 40 like me. I'm a man, I'm 40, and then you're just suffering from this. You're just not the same guy. You're falling asleep too early on the couch, and I got to keep going, man. So check out my guys at Tri-State Men's Health. Their low testosterone treatment plans can be the thing for you. Go to tristatemenshealth.com. You can get their phone number, locations, all that good stuff. You can take the low T quiz on that website. That can help you out. $99 appointment. Get the T and PSA test. If you sign up the day of your appointment, your visit is free. How awesome is that? Tri-State Men's Health. All right, so DeVere, I know of the co-hosts that run the show here on the Buckeye Show.
Say it.
You're the basketball guy.
Yeah.
You know
Let's
basketball.
Go. I was waiting on you to say that.
That's no offense to our guys,
No,
Dane and Tyvus and Austin. Aside from me.
The guys that can't make left-handed layups.
You got to be able to go left, man. You got to be able to go left. No, I love that. You are as big of a basketball guy as
college basketball.
As we got in the building. You love college hoops. You love the NBA, too.
My birthday is March 15th, so
you got to love it. The Ides of March, man.
March Madness, baby. My one birthday gift from my family, everybody has to fill out a bracket for my birthday. I don't care. I'm winning. Good. But I still make you feel it.
Good. Were you in bracket pools when you were a kid like I was?
So Skyline.
I ran my bracket pools in middle school, baby. I collected $5 bills. I collected.
That's why you're the mayor.
That's what I did.
Tim Mayer.
Yeah.
Tim Hall, the mayor.
Not Fred Hoiberg. That was me.
So Skyline Chili used to have these you could turn in your bracket and you could like win a basketball or whatever.
I love that. That's great. Like a little local promotional thing they did.
We would always get our brackets in the Skyline.
Nice.
Walk down.
Good.
North College Hill Skyline. Get it in there.
Or you even know the Skyline
man.
North College Hill.
I love basketball. March Madness around this time. College basketball. Love
All right. Before we talk about the big win, I want to take you to something that happened in the aftermath, because I talked to one of our fine assistant coaches. We got 5 assistant coaches now. This is something that's relatively new in college basketball. It was always a 3-man show. And then 2 years ago, boom, they let 2 more jump in. So the coaching staffs are huge now. So the Buckeyes and everybody else, you're kind of able to spread your wings a little bit and get some people that have had some different focus. And you guys should take a look. Like, go on the website, ohiostatebuckeyes.com, and read about Luke Simons, who I'm about to play a clip for you from. He's got a lot of international experience. And so he's had his eyes on different things and has a little bit of a different background. And what I was not aware of is that, and this is so cool too, you don't have to play college basketball at a high level. You don't have to play college basketball at any level at all. He had some D3 scholarship opportunities.
Oh, he's like Bill Murray's son?
He's an Indiana guy, but he went to Purdue and just studied. He just went to Purdue for academics and just got involved wherever he saw fit. He wanted to be a coach. So
Eric Spoelstra,
kind of like that, right?
Yeah,
I don't think Mike Leach ever played college football, and he became not only just with the craziest personality and the best sound bites ever.
Yeah, changed college football.
Offensive football, right? So Simons, he wanted to coach. So he thought the best way that I could do that at the time was to be the mascot, Purdue Pete.
Mm-hmm.
This guy was Purdue Pete for 2 years.
Yeah.
When he was a student at Purdue before he graduated. I had to ask him about it on the postgame show last night.
I was, Timmy. I was. And I'll tell you what, I was not a very good Purdue Pete. I got that job because I love sports and I wanted to get as close to college basketball as I could. I wanted to, learn what it was like to travel with the team. And I knew I wanted to coach very early on. And so I figured, this is a job that gets me right in the center of collegiate athletics. But the problem was I was there, as a fan. Like, I wanted a front row seat. I didn't want to fire up the crowd. So there's multiple times where, it's third down at a football game and the cheer coach is telling me, hey, fire up the crowd. I said, it's third down. I'm watching the game. Or, it's a big play at the end of the game and I'm supposed to be doing my job. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I have a baseline seat at an awesome basketball game.
I can't even imagine. So picture the cold, black, dead eyes of Purdue Pete. And I said back to him after that comment, that's more menacing than a Purdue Pete that's actually doing the dances and walking around and pumping guys up and fist pumping. Just the Purdue Pete mascot that's just standing there, not moving, staring straight ahead. That's terrifying.
With his hands on his hip?
Yeah, with his hands down, just like, Luke, move. Do something. Move your arms. At least like the St. Joe's hawk flaps his wings the entire game during basketball games, if you've ever seen St. Joe's with some Philly Big Five. But Luke is a cool guy.
Season there.
Yeah, I mean, the St. Joe's teams with Jameer Nelson and Delonte West. Yeah. Oh, Delonte. That's too bad, man.
Oh, man, those were good times. ACC was strong back then.
Yeah, and A10 basketball
A10,
for
I'm
those
sorry.
guys.
Yeah, A10, yeah. Xavier,
Dayton.
David West.
Yeah, absolutely. But what a win, right?
Yep.
How can you explain the Buckeyes at 10-8, almost certainly coming out of that at 10-9, and wondering what are we going to be talking about with this team afterwards? But Micah Parrish just hitting daggers 2 times. He had back-to-back threes that helped dig them out, and they just shot their way to a win at Mackey Arena. It's one of the best road wins in college basketball this season. No, you don't beat Purdue there. They were 9-0. You don't win games there.
I think with this Ohio State team, the case has been all season. When they shoot a good percentage and that ball is going in the basket, they can play with anybody in the country, man. I mean, you think about the Texas A&M game, and then you think about this game, and you ask yourself, well, what's the common denominator? We're making shots. And obviously getting Devin Royal back healthy after the wrist injury.
You needed him. He gives you his 16.
Such a big piece.
He made free throws. He got to the line and he made them.
And he brings also like a physicality to the game that's needed for our team, and I think we feed off of that. We feed off his physicality nature and just kind of he's like the emotional vocal leader as a sophomore, kind of.
Yeah, Bruce obviously had a stretch. You've got to find a way to ignite Bruce at the start of the game.
Yeah.
Too often here, haven't you seen this? Too often he is waiting until midway. Sometimes in these road games, it's almost been exclusively in the second half when he starts to get fired up. If you can just find a way to get these guys to begin a little bit earlier. I know it's hard to play 40 minutes. We always talk about playing the full 40 or playing the full 60 minutes. It's hard to be locked in and perfect for the entire game.
Yeah.
But you got to aim for more, right? You got to aim for just a bigger chunk. But this guy giving you 22 points, I mean, this stuff was huge from Micah Parrish.
Against another Hoosier State foe with 19. He's got it in the near right corner. A jab step. Another three. It's good. Scarlet Flames from the hand of Parrish.
Supernova. I don't know if you've got a chance to meet Neil Sika yet, who filled in, who is a legend in this town. You know Neil? Yeah,
we've done
crew forever.
No, we've done games together.
Okay, good. Yeah. So he's the best. And couple good ones. Some Neil Sika good luck charms. Kentucky win, and now this one.
So, Tim, how do you feel about just these past, 4 or 5 games that we're coming out of in terms of like
the brutal losses there?
Well, they could be looked at like that, but in terms of the tournament, you lose, you drop one to Indy in OT, you drop one to Wisconsin by 2, then you lose to Oregon by 2.
Yeah,
and then you win Minnesota the week before that in double OT. Losing like these tight games. In your history watching college basketball, and I always say people who do well in a tournament, they turn on the TVs on Saturdays during college bowl season, and they just say, hey, I'm going to check out this team when I'm filling out my bracket just so I can know what's going on.
Know what they're about, yeah.
What do you feel like that stretch of games will do for this team in March?
Well, if the Purdue game is anything, and the fact that they learned how to close out a game, and it's Purdue on the road. I was not expecting that to be a win. And if you're asking about that, we truly don't know. But for the people I think that are writing them off and just think that they know,
these are tight losses.
I'm thinking that you don't know because they now have some high quality wins where if they can just find wins and win their home games and beat the unranked teams, what if they go on the road to Illinois and grab that game?
They could. I mean, they're playing well on the road.
Then that allows them a couple other slip-ups along the way. If they get that Illinois road game with what they've already got in the hip pocket, they could possibly find a way to Syracuse their way into this. Remember how they could sometimes have 17 wins and then still make the NCAA tournament?
Because they're just strong.
Because they're just strong wins. Yeah, so we'll see. They got some opportunities. I want them to try to find a way to get to 19 wins as a magic number before they go to the Big Ten tournament. But I think with that win, you're starting to get away from some of the people that were thinking, they might not even make the Big Ten tournament. But let's do that. In 2 minutes, my man Tyvus was really sure about something last night, and I'm not quite sure we can get there yet. See what you think, DeVere. That's coming up in 2 minutes. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
The future of recycling is now at Rumpke Waste and Recycling. The recycling leader has opened North America's largest, most technologically advanced recycling center right here in Central Ohio. This one-of-a-kind facility features interactive displays, educational opportunities, and the ability to process over 60 tons of recycled material per hour. Rumpke is committed to recycling and sustainability efforts, and for more than 90 years, Rumpke has worked to make sure the items you place in your recycling bin get used again. Visit Rumpke.com to learn how you can team with Rumpke to put less trash in our landfills and more of it to good use.
Hello, I'm Ross Bjork, Senior Vice President and Eugene Smith Wolf Foundation Endowed Athletics Director at The Ohio State University. In partnership with AEP, Donato's, Kroger, The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, Huntington, and 10 TV, Ohio State Athletics strives to inspire the community to make a positive impact on children and families in our great state through the Buckeyes Care Initiative. Show and share your support in the community by using the hashtag BuckeyesCare.
There's a lot on the line in a divorce. Your home, savings, retirement, maybe even kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce and the unexpected directions it can take, you really need a partner you can count on. I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. We're committed to helping protect your personal interests and the life you've built. Don't let divorce take more than it has to. Talk to us today.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Columbus area attorneys. 10 West Broad Street, Suite 1550, Columbus, Ohio, 43215. CordellCordell.com.
At Meijer,
Meijer. We work hard to bring more of the good life to your life so you can bring home more perfectly plump and flavorful produce picked for precise freshness. Beautifully marbled, beyond brag-worthy certified Angus beef. And more must-have money-saving M-Perks rewards. Because saving more on local favorites is good. But bringing home more of what you love in every trip, that's the good life. We do more to make life a good deal better at Meijer.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Using the Buckeye hookup to play golf at Scarlet whenever we can. This is the Buckeye Show.
Timmy Hall, DeVere Posey. You know, it's interesting that rejoin just played because I was out walking the dog today and I was thinking about sounds. You guys ever think about what are some of the most soothing sounds when you're outdoors?
Oh, they have YouTube videos you can just watch and watch sound.
Like, I love what YouTube TV does. Enjoy some Zen. Mm-hmm. You know, when you can skip the ads. Yeah. I can watch a couple of cute polar bears, or it's just a nice babbling brook. So I was walking the dog, and it was the crunching of the snow under my boots. And it was very quiet out because the snowfall, I know it wasn't snowing today.
I like the silence of the snow.
It still keeps things relatively quiet.
It's
when
like
we're
an acoustic,
here.
like a studio.
Yeah. It gives acoustics.
It traps the sound.
Yeah, it traps the sound in.
I love that about snow.
And then also there's not a sound, but something about being out at night after a fresh snowfall, and it's brighter because the reflection of the moonlight. But the crunching snow just had me, and I'm thinking golf ball, those 2 or 3 rattles in the cup.
Yep.
After a putt sinks in, just nice and quiet.
No, it's good for your confidence.
Birds chirping in the distance, a babbling brook, crunching snow under my boots. These are all sounds. Oh, firewood crackling.
7 geese a laying. Nah, you're right, man.
What am I missing there? Those are soothing sounds. And, you know, I'd like
pop can. Pop can is good.
And you know what? I'd like to have Jim Knowles, Ohio State defensive coordinator, telling me about all these sounds. Those are really good sounds.
He only needs to come in for interviews
really soothing.
Late night. He should do live late night interviews.
Or
late night break.
Tyvis and I suggested he could have a 1-900 number.
It's nice.
You know, late nights with Knowles.
Late night. Like it.
So, speaking of him, by the way, Tyvis was his positive self. Why would we not be positive after we won the national championship? Yeah. It's a very exciting time. I'm excited for the celebration on Sunday. We're going to have a show, a network show at 11:45 a.m. on Sunday that'll go as long as it needs to go while they have their celebration at the shoe. That's amazing.
Tim, why don't we do a High Street parade?
Hey, bro. Preaching to the choir, man.
We can go from Lane. They could come from the Woody, start in Lane.
Wherever to wherever.
Oh, well, it's kind of cold.
Wherever to wherever.
It's kind of cold.
Well, we're going to be outside at the shoe anyway.
Well,
we just were outside welcoming them back.
It's cold. Where would you in? At the State House?
Somewhere around there.
In at the State
Somewhere
House?
around there. Just keep it simple. Just go down High Street, right? Yeah. Just go down High Street into downtown or by the convention center, wherever it is.
Can you imagine what that would look like?
Campus to that. Oh, my gosh.
Can you imagine what that would look like?
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. But back to what he was saying, being his positive self, he was instantly banging the drum for the repeat, right? And I wasn't quite ready to turn the page and start thinking about that yet. Mm-hmm. And so I was doing some more of that last night after the show and then this morning and seeing some of the national championship odds that are out, which, by the way, Texas is the favorite to win the title next year, starting things out. Ohio State is second in the odds. I think it was plus 450 and plus 500, so it's close. No one was an overwhelming favorite for next year. Which
I think Florida's going to be good.
You think Florida's going to be good? But no one was an overwhelming favorite, which I kind of agree with as you span and take a look at teams. And we got to wait to see what all gets locked in.
Yeah, and how signing day shakes out.
We got to see what all gets locked in. Little tidbit, Devin Brown is going to sign with Cal.
Congratulations, Devin.
Go out to an ACC school out there in California. But I think this is something we should talk about and how much we really should cherish this national championship because of who's leaving this was a team that was built off of not just talent, but having some of your most talented players also be your oldest and your best leaders all at the same time. Talented, old, best leaders. Those three things. And a lot of those guys are gone, and a quarterback's gone. So I don't know.
The salary cap just lightened up in terms of our NIL salary cap.
It did.
Yeah, our operating budget lightened up. And what I'm saying is a lot of our guys who were bigger money NIL guys were already here. These were we recruited our team back.
Exactly.
And
you brought a couple big ones in: Quinshawn and Caleb and Seth.
And so
and Will.
Well, yeah.
4 guys, but then a lot more were guys that returned.
And the best part about that is that those guys have been here. Their presence in this program will leave a lasting mark on the guys behind them, Tim. And I think this group that's departing, they did a good job of handling failure. And we were talking about this in the break. I thought that they were able to say, hey, this isn't going to make us, we still have the pen to our story, and we're going to write it the way we want to write it. And it ended on a high note. Now the guys that return, who were around the guys who watched them handle failure, the guys return and now have to handle success.
Absolutely.
And they have to find a way to find motivation to be able to still have those tough you remember those team meetings and all these meetings that change the season? Those meetings still have to happen with smiles on, in success.
I just think, like, you can say that the NIL budget, it opened back up, but you can't just snap your fingers and build the kind of leadership that was had on this football team. And I'm not saying that I'm not saying that. And I know that's not what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I give these guys no shot to repeat. Don't twist my words. Please don't twist my words in the first segment where you could get a clip of me talking about a national championship over the Michigan game. I do take a national championship over Michigan, but I still really, really put Michigan up on a pedestal, and it's important to win that game. I think these guys could repeat. I just think it's more of a pull back on the reins and appreciate everything that had to go in to win this one. And you had to win 4 games. It's really freaking hard to do from now on.
Well, if you look at some of the best receivers that ever come to Ohio State, most of the times there's a good corner on the other side that goes in the first round. Big Daddy had to go against Orlando Pace, had to learn how to be a good offensive lineman going against Big Daddy. And what I'm saying is that at Ohio State,
number 1 overall pick as well, right?
Back to back, yeah. And so
Cincinnati.
So those 2 guys made each other better. Where there's greatness, it leaves a stain. What was shown, the process of greatness. Jermaine Matthews got a chance to witness it. Bryce got a chance to witness it. Arvell Reese got a chance to witness it. C.J. Hicks got a chance to witness it. Julian Sand. I even got to see Tevion Sinclair on the field. Getting a chance to soak up. Tim,
he's watching Will Howard and how he operates.
You know how crazy. So I got recruited my first year, 2008. Ohio State played in 2 back-to-back natties. You know how cool that would have been? A high school to go to the game, bro.
Yeah.
That is an amazing thing for him.
You're saying you wouldn't have missed that, huh?
I wouldn't have missed that. I would have been just there, just like Sinclair on the sideline, soaking all that in. So what I'm saying is, I don't think there's a national championship that's not attainable for this group. All I'm saying is this: greatness breeds greatness. These guys got to see the process. And remember this about Michigan. No matter what and how bad they were this year, they finished the season beating Ohio State and Alabama 2 years in a row.
I just think this,
without
too,
their starters.
I just think this, too. Let's talk about Will Howard for a second. It's a lot to just
That's a Buckeye legend.
It's a legend. Yeah, it is.
Buckeye legend.
This guy's got a table ready for him. Anytime he comes back to town, whether he stays in town, will be some great opportunities here. I hope he goes off and has a heck of an NFL career. I think on that subject,
I would move to Dublin, Will. I would stay here.
Yeah, I think that guy's got a 10-year NFL career. I don't know if he's a starter the whole time, but I see an NFL quarterback.
He has Jared Goff ceiling.
It's good. That's a good ceiling.
That's a good ceiling.
That's a fine ceiling.
That's a nice comp.
But I think it's a lot to just assume that Julian Sayin is as good as Will Howard just was for you this season. We've got to see him. I think
we're in another quarterback offseason controversy. We got another one.
He's got a lot of talent. He's got a lot of talent, but he might have to get midway through the season before he starts to progress and show some of those.
I think
when the flashes of brilliance turn into consistent brilliance.
What
was a 42 touchdown guy this year.
Well, what I'm gonna rest my confidence on the development of Ohio State's quarterback is Chip Kelly and Ryan Day. Because the past 4 years, from CJ's development to becoming the rookie of the year, from Kyle McCord's development, who's going to be a potential first or second round pick, to the development, Will Howard got to Ohio State and got better. The coaches in our room will get our quarterback better. We've seen it for the last 4 years. Our quarterbacks will be good players. So I think Sayan and St. Clair, those guys will be ready to roll.
Guys, we here at the Buckeye Show are brought to you by our good friends at CareSource and also by Coors Light. Refreshing. We thank them for sponsoring this lovely show. They say people who live in glass houses can't throw stones. That applies here for me. And maybe the funniest moment in the national championship aftermath, I'm ashamed to say, but I'll tell you about this next. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
At AAA, it's our policy to look on the plus side, and AAA Plus members tend to take the same view. Take Martin. Last Monday, his coffee surprised him with an extra 10 degrees of Fahrenheit. It was just the jolt of energy he needed. Later, when he walked into a door, he was happy to provide entertainment for his coworkers.
I'm okay.
And when his car battery took early retirement, he knew expert roadside assistance was only a call away.
Hello, AAA.
Become a AAA Plus member and experience peace of mind on the plus side. Towing is subject to a 7-day waiting period. Terms and conditions apply.
Congrats, Buckeyes. Cheers for the 2024 national champions. We know there's nothing like celebrating in Columbus. So wherever you choose to celebrate, choose chill. Coors Light, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. 21 means 21. Celebrate responsibly.
Donato's is dancing into 2025 with a New Year's deal that's too good to miss. All January long, get 25% off everything you order online. That's 25% off Donato's famous thin crust pizzas, oven-baked subs, fresh salads, wings, desserts, all your Donato's favorites. So get 2025 started with 25% off your online order now and throughout January using promo code 2025. Order with the app or at donatos.com.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint with their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind. It's a front row seat to the big game. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen, and so big you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint, and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
AgPro has been family-owned and operated for over 64 years. We take pride in developing long-lasting relationships and offering first-class customer service. Need a new tractor, parts for your used equipment, or reliable service? AgPro has you covered. AgPro is here to serve you and your operation as your hometown dealer. Visit us today at any of our AgPro locations or go online to agproco.com to get started with your AgPro experience.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium Tours offers a variety of options and pricing that will meet your needs. For more information, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com and book your tour of Ohio Stadium today.
Here's a quick listening guide. When something's on the fan, it's on the station you're listening to right now. If I say something's on ESPN Columbus, it's on 1460 AM and the Fan's HD2. When in doubt, stream it on the Fan app. Thank you and good night.
Bring the thrill of the stadium to your wallet with the Love My Crew checking account from Pathways, the only checking account that rewards you for being a Crew fan. Pathways Financial Credit Union, your true financial partner. Federally insured by NCUA.
Ready to be the change and have a positive impact on your community? Consider joining the Columbus Division of Police. Starting pay is $70,000 plus, growing to 6 figures after 4 years of service. We offer paid vacations, paid holidays, and health insurance. Do you aspire to complete your degree? We offer 100% tuition reimbursement after you complete your first year of service. Contact the CPD recruiting unit at jobs@columbuspolice.org or apply online at columbus.gov/government/jobs. The City of Columbus is an equal opportunity employer.
Save on credit card interest and keep more money in your pocket. Open a new Visa from Kemba Financial Credit Union and pay 0% annual percentage rate on purchases and balance transfers made within the first 90 days for 18 months. Visit Kemba.org to apply or to learn about our signature card with more benefits and extra cash back. Restrictions apply. Offer ends March 31st, 2025.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Cosby Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
All Buckeyes all the time. You're welcome. This is the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
Timmy Hall, DeVere Posey, Bodeman is here. Bodie, you've been quiet the last 2 days. How you doing, my man? You gonna recover? You gonna be good?
Yeah, the thing about Bodie, I didn't even see you in our shadow over there. I'm sorry.
Hasn't made a peep.
I'm sorry,
since it happened. I had to bring you in.
Yeah, normally with games like this, I'm not somebody who holds on to these losses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like right now, I definitely couldn't tell you that on March 28th of 2015, we lost by 2 points to Kentucky in the Elite Eight. Like, I just don't remember those things because it doesn't affect me, Tim. These sports losses, you just got to let them go. January 11th, 2017, when we lost to Green Bay in the divisional round, I just don't think about those things because you just got to let things go, You can't let the losses haunt you like that.
Yeah. That's good.
So yeah, I'm great, Tim. Just doing great.
Doing great. Good job, Bodie. Way to stay strong.
You see what sports does to us, everybody?
Oh man.
You got the man here running the Buckeye Show.
It's so awkward.
It's just like a living hell for him.
So awkward.
What
Look around you, Tim.
We're at the threshold of hell.
Yeah, This is full blown torture coming in here on Tuesday, buddy. I know you're like, oh my gosh.
I gave you a gift, Bodie, though. It was at like 4:55-ish on Man and Bone. If you go back and listen to that, I gave you a gift in the form of Kim Mulkey and a Christmas Vacation reference.
Yeah.
So go check that out. It was about the yak woman.
Yeah. You ever seen her? Hell of a cook.
Sweet gal. So go check that one out.
But Bodie, great team though this year. Great season.
They were probably the second or third best team.
We spoke after that A&M game. Remember we had a conversation and we were talking about, that team looked good. And then the next week happened and we kind of wrote them off. And this team just got quietly better all year. Their defense played well. They have some NFL players. Kaiser and I think Watson. I think even Christian Rhodes will be an NFL player too one day. And I was really impressed with Marcus Freeman's group and just what he's building over there. I mean, you guys got your coach, man. And
yeah,
he's the right guy.
That's what makes it sting.
Yep.
It's because I think we were good enough to win. Which I mean is like you could take that two ways. Like this is way better than Alabama 2012, where I was like, dear God, we got a ways to go.
It's tough. It's tough to get to the end, and in a format like this now, where it takes 4 to do it, and then not do it. And by the way, this is how much
Indiana, Georgia, and Penn State on the way doing it.
It's a great run.
That still
it's a great run.
Counts. That was fun.
In your little thing you did there at the beginning, were you giving me a Kansas loss and a Washington Redskins loss, or were you doing your own games?
That was Notre Dame losing to Kentucky in the Elite Eight, and then Dallas losing to Green Bay.
Because that very easily could have been some trash talk you threw back on me, because I'm sure Kansas had a big Kentucky loss.
No, that was
and
the
a Green
2
Bay
years
loss
later against Green Bay. Dak and Zeke's rookie year.
Okay.
I was just joking, saying like, I'll be over it, but I'll never be over it.
Oh, I hear you, because you remember every score. But the thing about me is I can remember moments, but I cannot remember scores. That's how it goes. Like you can always remember like those moments if you went to a game, but the way that he can recall like every single tidbit of it.
Yeah, I don't remember scores. No, I remember what kind of game it was.
Like it's interesting you bring up a Packers, because the last time, like I'll be very invested in a football game coming up this weekend. If you guys did not know,
you're
with
invested.
How the Washington Commanders have gone. And this guy here, DeVere, he was speaking all sorts of positivity before you left for the national championship when I saw you. And I was like, man, it's been good so far. We're not going to beat the Lions. It's just great to play. Spoiler.
Kill the Lions.
Kill the Lions. We're going to hang 40 on them.
Yeah, we're going to dismantle their organization, and their 2 coordinators leaving next week.
Yeah.
That's what you guys did.
The last time that DC was even in this, they were still the Redskins, and they played the Packers. It was Kirk Cousins. They played the Packers, and I don't remember the score, but I don't think we were really in that game against Aaron Rodgers. And that was a home game in D.C. So that one sucked to go all the way out there. It was with family and friends, though, so you got to appreciate those moments. But they lost that game. But now one went away from the NFC Championship. I will now feel a little depressed if you see me and they lose to the Eagles because they made it this far.
Have you heard Jaden Daniels' secret that he VR'd?
What did you say about what's the secret?
So his secret is any team that drafted him had to implement this German VR company. So he went to
German VR.
Yeah, so
That's exotic.
So all week in his headset, he was in Detroit Stadium. The technology and the software puts the play clock where it is in the stadium. And so he runs over every look, every play. Oh. And so that's what's helping him be a lot more calm because he's already have 200, 300 reps.
They got to cut some of this technology out.
This is revolutionary. No, this is revolutionary.
It's like cheating. You play the whole game out.
Well, what the case study that's being drawn from this is my case study, by the way, is that a rookie quarterback is able to speed up his learning curve in terms of development and decision making. That's major.
You wanted to say something to me, and you got to say it quick because we got to get to the golf cart thing. I got to tell my golf cart story. What did you have for me, or was that it?
Oh no. The question I had to you is, what happened to the headset that Ryan Day threw? We need a 30 for 30 story. Did someone get
Somebody
hit?
died. That's what happened.
Did the cord get wrapped around somebody's neck?
It's a great toss. It's a great toss.
Listen, the trajectory on the toss had it landing somewhere between the cloth and the bench. It was a person for sure standing under that landing spot.
It went into the bleachers, right? I think that got into somewhere in the first 5 rows.
It had some nice trajectory.
Because it was going to the left, it was going back into the left, and it had some height to it. So you're right. It was a pretty good, like a medium, almost like the Will Howard throw to Carnell Tate. Not a deep ball, but had to go over a linebacker and then drop it under a safety. Yeah. So Will Howard on the golf cart incident. Of course, this was one of the funniest moments now that everybody's okay from after the game.
Obviously, the golf cart incident was pretty funny. Coach Day, I hope you're all right. He got jolted a little bit, but
send the medical bills to the CFP.
Yeah, send the bills to them. They're okay.
Yeah, they can cover it.
The side eye, when you go back and watch the video, and there's some freeze frames out there, and it's hard to argue with him. Ryan Day gave that woman, who I don't know if she's been identified yet. I haven't been looking the last 4 or 5 hours, though, to be honest. Yeah. He had some side eye for her. But before I could talk, now I am 40 now, and I haven't wrecked a cart in a long time. But those who live in glass houses, I wrecked a golf cart. Full disclosure. Now, I was on my workman's permit in the state of Virginia. I was 15, so you had to have a legal guardian sign a permit to be able to work. My first job anywhere, ever, worked at this place called Broad Run Golf and Practice Facility in Northern Virginia, somewhere right outside of Chantilly. And I'm a week on the job. And part of what I did to veer was I had one of these, for folks that know the golf industry, it wasn't a full-blown Gator, wouldn't let me drive that. It was like a convertible thing. It was like the orange and black colored golf work vehicles with a little flatbed. And I had the sand mixture in the back to go and fill all the divots that people didn't fill on the tee boxes. That's how I started my day. And we had a little cut through from one tee box to another fairway that had a dirt trail. And for whatever reason, like an idiot, I take my eyes off of the ball. I take my eyes off of the trail. And I smashed this cart right into a medium-sized tree trunk.
Oh.
And
a medium-sized tree trunk is different than a big tree trunk.
Yeah, just like she did. I caught it with the left wheel well. I actually went flying out of the cart because I hopped out because the momentum stopped. And there's no doors. It's a convertible style too. There's no roof to catch me or bars to hold on to. I just go flying out into a mulch pile. And I remember having to do the shameful thing. I limped the cart back. It was broken. It was damaged. They're going to have to replace the axle and a wheel and a tire. Mm-hmm. And the look that she had, the look that she gave me, it was just of such utter disappointment, DeVere. Such disappointment. And it took every ounce in her not to fire me. I couldn't believe that she didn't. I was just so thankful I got to keep my job over that. But it was
in
me.
Your life.
It was me and no one else. I wasn't putting anybody else at risk. I didn't smash the golf cart into the brick wall holding Ryan Day, Cody Simon, Will Howard, and others.
Oh man, and when you talk about high quality personnel in that cart, that's you got Buckeye legends. Please drive safely.
Oh my goodness, DeVere, good stuff, my man.
Man, that was a great one.
See you Sunday, right?
I'll be in for the celebration show.
Celebration, baby. That's going to be so much fun. We are in Canada tonight, folks. In Toronto.
Oh, Canada.
Let's see a nice win. No inside edge tonight. We're playing hockey, baby. Jackets on the road at the Maple Leafs. Coverage next on The Fan.
Join Bobby Mack and Jody Shelley for the Inside Edge, a behind-the-scenes look at all things Blue Jackets.
Wednesday night at 7.
Your home for Jackets hockey. The Fan.
I used to love shooting hoops with my dad, who taught me great lessons beyond the game. He was the one who helped me open my first bank account. He told me credit unions take care of you like a teammate and often have the best rates. That's why I've been a Credit Union of Ohio member for 40 plus years.
Make life more affordable at Credit Union of Ohio. With great rates on savings and loans, Credit Union of Ohio has been trusted by families for generations. Visit cuofohio.org to join today. That's cuofohio.org. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Things are popping at Al's Delicious Popcorn. With over 80 flavors to choose from, we have something for everyone. From classics like caramel cashew, white cheddar, and our famous vanilla butternut to new flavors like chicken and waffles and spicy barbecue. They are all made fresh and they are all delicious. Visit us online at alspopcorn.com or come see us and experience the best service in town at 1500 Bethel Road in Columbus. Al's Delicious Popcorn.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a Buckeye, it's the action off the field you need to focus on. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? Make it a perfect season. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce. And jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. All available to order online or on our app. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Giant Eagle is teaming up with Cheez-It, Pringles, and Coca-Cola to give one lucky Buckeye fan a VIP basketball experience. Go to ohiostatebuckeyes.com/Giant Eagle to enter for a chance to win 4 tickets with parking to the March 4th home finale against Nebraska, a Buckeye prize pack, a $200 Giant Eagle gift card, and a trip to the head coach's radio show. Enter today at ohiostatebuckeyes.com/Giant Eagle for a chance to win. Brought to you by Giant Eagle, Cheez-It, Pringles, and Coca-Cola. Go Bucks!
Get Eco.
ECO.
Aaron, look what I invented.
Jerry, you're wearing a cape.
Get Eco.
ECO.
What is it that you promise our customers, Aaron?
We come through for you when you need us to.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Do you know who does that, Aaron?
We do?
Superheroes do that, Aaron. Superheroes!
I'm guessing you made capes for everyone?
That's right. Every plumber, electrician, and HVAC technician. But I'm not done, Aaron. I'm not done.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Now I'm inventing jetpacks so we can fly to the rescue like proper superheroes. Now say your line again.
We come through for you when you need us to?
No, say it like this. We come through for you when you need us to.
Get Eco.
ECO. Jerry.
Yeah, Aaron?
How about we put those capes in the closet until you get the jetpacks perfected?
We'll look right when we take flight.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Eco. Plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.